Hello everyone, my name is Aleem Visram and I'm a part-time marketing professor at the Schulich School of Business. I've been teaching here for the last 5 years. I teach courses in marketing management, consumer behavior, brand management, and social media. I was lucky enough to win the Teaching Excellence Award in my first year of teaching here, and I've also been nominated in the top 10 faculty. One of the things that I find is really unique about the Schulich School of Business is a lot of the faculty actually have experience working in the real world. I've spent over a decade working in several global Fortune 100s, including Pfizer, American Express, Kraft, Novartis, and Tetley. And the majority of my class is all about a practical application of the real work world and what it's like to actually work in marketing, so students understand what it's like to be on the other side of the table. So I went to school at Western, and I went to Western for two different reasons. One, it's a great place to go to school in terms of social atmosphere, and I'm sure you guys will understand what that means when you think of Western. And the second thing was I really wanted to be as far away from home as I could possibly get. And I actually went to the Richard Ivey School of Business both for my undergrad and my MBA. Actually, coming out of high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. My parents are Indian, so they basically told me either you become a doctor or you do business, so I opted for the latter half. And I actually thought, as I was going through school, that I wanted to do investment banking. And after taking several courses in banking and working for a bank, I realized that really wasn't what I was passionate about. As I took more and more marketing courses, I learned that that's what I was really interested in. And I really like how marketing makes consumers understand what the product and services they like and why they like them. And it's an ability to build a brand and be able to understand all the consumer insights behind it. Most people coming into marketing actually think that marketing is advertising. And although TV ads and billboard and print ads are a big part of it, and the majority of marketing is actually setting up a strategy. So whether you work for a consumer packaged goods company or you work for a healthcare company or any company, regardless of what product or service you're actually offering, as a marketing manager, you actually run all of the strategies. So you work with the operations team, the finance team, the sales team to do things like forecasting, to do things like new product launches, and consumer insights. So understanding why people buy a product or service or what they think about it. And it's a really good way to integrate all of the different cross-functional areas to be able to understand how a product or service works and what makes it successful. So I teach marketing part-time here. I also run my own business. So about 5 years ago, after I'd worked for over a decade in marketing, I decided to teach part-time. And in order to do that, I couldn't run a full-time job in any corporation. So I ended up leaving my job in marketing and actually running my own financial planning firm. So my first internship in marketing was at Pfizer, and I spent 4 months over the summer, and my boss had gone on mat leave, and she said, put together a plan for Dentyne. So at the time, Dentyne was a really old brand. It didn't really appeal to clients, and they're planning on ending it. And so I put together a consumer research study that showed that, well, actually the majority of people who chew gum are actually young. And the reason why they chew it is for fresh breath. So I came up with a new product called Dentyne Ice, which you may have heard of. And we did a launch called Breathe Easy, Breathe Icy. And it was all about targeting teenagers and young professionals and university students to try to get them to actually understand the brand and have a strong affiliation towards it. And what I found that the role of marketing is really twofold. It's understanding what consumers want and then being able to deliver the product or service that meets that need, regardless of what industry you're in. Well, I think the most important thing that people don't realize is your personal brand defines who you are. Before you step foot into an interview, I'm pretty sure that the person who's interviewing you is going to check all of your social profiles. They're going to see what you do. They're going to see how you interact with people. What type of photos are you posting? What type of content are you posting? And how does that define who you are? And so part of building a personal brand is understanding what makes you really unique or different. For those of you that are in high school, you know that there's thousands of people that apply to the Schulich Business School every year, and there's only a few that get in. So you have to think about what makes you really different and unique, and what kind of experience do you have that will help make you a stronger student or candidate for the Schulich School of Business. Yeah, so coming in from high school, you may think that you know what job or career you want to go into, but the reality of it is that you won't really know until you actually do it. So the best thing to do is take the broadest array of courses that you possibly can, understand what you like and focus in that area, and try to get as many internships, be they paid or volunteer, in that area before you decide to do it full-time. From doing recruiting for a bunch of companies, including Tetley and Novartis, what I found is students who come out who thought they really wanted to do marketing, who had never worked in marketing, didn't really understand what it was. And so having even a volunteer internship gives you some experience and understanding. Myself, I actually started off in arts and took courses like Spanish and French and history and courses that I was interested in. And when I started business school, I found that I didn't really love finance. I wasn't really passionate about investment banking. So as you go through the courses and as you go through the program, you'll really learn what you like and what you don't like. And to your last question about branding, it's about understanding what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and what are the areas that you really focus on that you're passionate about, and try to get into those areas. So if you don't like business and you're interested in healthcare, it's not too late to choose to switch. I think people find that a lot of times they're pigeonholed into a career. The average Canadian will change jobs 5 times or change careers 5 times in their lifetime. So, you have lots of opportunity to pick and choose what actually works for you. Yeah, I think the best resource for students who are applying to Schulich is actually to talk to the students who are here first, because it gives them a good understanding of what the courses are and what the type of work they do. And then if you're looking at the alumni network, so part of it is getting meaningful connections. So don't just add someone on LinkedIn and say, hey, I want to learn about what you do and I want a job. That doesn't work. Having a genuine interest in them and actually reading about them and saying, hey, look, I noticed that you worked at General Mills and you have this position on this brand. I'm really interested in this brand because of this, but I'm not sure if this is what I want to do, and I'm not sure if, for example, business is the right career for me. Can you please take 10 minutes of your time or shoot me a note to let me know if you're available to meet to discuss this or potentially talk on the phone? That is an easier way to kind of approach alumni than to say, hey, look, I'm looking for a job, or I really like what you do, can you add me? I think the one really important thing I want people to learn from this video is that it doesn't really matter what you end up doing. You can succeed in any career, in any area, but a degree in business gives you a good understanding of what it's like to function in the corporate world. And no matter what type of industry you're in, business skills really help you. A school like this will help build your leadership skills, your communication skills, your analytical skills. And from doing a number of different classes, you'll really understand why you want to be in that industry or not. And from talking to people and alumni, you'll really get a good sense of if the career is for you. I think the one thing about marketing that's really unique is it's a touch point to every single other functional area. Because you work with operations, you work with finance, you work with sales, you have a general business understanding, and allows you to be really the strategy of the company. And what you'll find is a lot of companies now are leaning more towards marketing to build their planning. So you get really access to all senior management and all different roles, and it allows you to figure out really which area is most important to you.